What's going on, Paisanos? V here, coming at you guys. Well, I'm going to be doing a playmat review today. I think it's important to get all the accessories for the decks you play right. Whether it's Yu-Gi-Oh! Pokemon Matches the Gathering, you always want the right accessory for the right game. Obviously, and ideally, you want the best, but it's really hard to figure out what is the best when there's so many people that you ask are going to have so many different opinions. Before I begin this video, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, but let me know in the comments down below, what is your favorite playmat? Because that's what we're going to be talking about today. Now, there's a bunch of playmats, and some of them are relatively new, some of them a lot older, and in this video, we're going to go over what is the best playmat, what gives the best quality, and what I think you might want to consider when looking into a playmat in the future. So the first thing we're going to go over is this playmat. This, by the way, this is a Playmat Tube. Whenever you have a rubber playmat, you ideally want to put it in a Playmat Tube. The cloth ones are an exception to that rule, and I'll get to that in a minute, but right off the gate, we'll go over the Yu-Gi-Oh! Winner mat. So this is the current Yu-Gi-Oh! Winner mat. If you play any Yu-Gi-Oh! Events or remote duel events, this is the mat you can have a chance of winning. And it's a very clean mat. I just recently got it. It looks beautiful. It's clean. And it's a nice mat. The mat currently goes for about 130 bucks on eBay, but it varies. And the thing is with these mats is a lot of people that do get these mats normally vendor them, the ones that actually earn these mats. Maybe some might keep them for their collection, but your collection can get pretty crazy. I was gonna start this video off showing you guys all my mats. I'm not even joking you. It was just so many. It's insane how many mats there are out there. So I'm just gonna show you ones like, like this is the Yu-Gi-Oh! Day mat. The Yu-Gi-Oh! Winner mat. And once again, it's a really nice mat. But how long are you really gonna use this mat for? This is a mat that I think a casual player might want, or maybe even a collector might want. But a competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! Player, in my honest opinion, they don't reuse old play mats, especially these old ones. These, by the way, are made out of neoprene. That's the quality of them, and it's the same kind of quality you're gonna get as like a mouse pad. That's basically what they are. The reason I think that these mats are made, by the way, and are really produced by Konami is because, one, they're cheap to make, two, they're really good on artwork. I mean, one thing about this mat, I think that really stands out, you probably noticed already, is how much artwork is fit into this mat. It's not just a little piece and then Yu-Gi-Oh! And everything's blank. It's a ton of artwork, and I think that's something that Konami wants to do. These are easy to print, easy to mass produce, and they get a good deal on them. That's why you see Konami really promoting a lot of these rubber mats. So that's one mat. I'm just gonna throw it to the side for now. Another mat is going to be this mat that was recently released. Also, this is the Comic-Con mat that was relatively hard to get. I think it's something that, once again, people bought this mat, threw it on eBay immediately because there was not many around, which goes to show you the whole market economy in even mat form. If it's hard for you to get, people are still want it, and if you want it, well, you're gonna pay a lot for it. So once again, I'll show you over here. It says the New York Comic-Con logo over there. It's limited edition, but I mean, technically speaking, all mats are limited edition because Konami does not remake mats over and over again. But I like to add that in there to make it feel a little bit more important. As you can see, they reposted over here limited edition as well, in case you forgot. On one side, they slapped you on the other side with it. And the thing about these mats is that even though these are nice, and even though it's cool to actually say the zones that I really actually like about this mat, I think that's better than the other mat is. This is Spell and Trap Zone, main monster zone. I do like that a lot. I do like it has extra monster zones, and hopefully we see more of these kind of rubber mats, even though I'm not a big fan of these mats. But if we do see these mats, I would like to see these zones in them. I think it's cool, and I think a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players are getting accustomed to wanting the zones built into the mats. And as you can see over here, it has it, and it looks really clean. I mean, besides the artwork in the back, you can still see how it's laid out perfectly on here, how the colors are distinct from the colors behind it. And I just liked it a lot. I think a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players do appreciate that. I think moving forward, hopefully we'll see more of that. Konami, if I had to take a guess, is testing the waters as far as whether or not players like that. So here's another mat. This one's a little bit older, but not too old. It's about less than a year old. And this is the Dragon Maid mat. Now this mat goes once again for a lot of money. And I feel like Konami's really testing the water with these mats. They know what works and what doesn't work, and they continue to try to see what can they do better as far as the quality of their mats. Once again, it's made from the same neoprene rubber. Now, the thing about this mat, and on the other two mats as well, is this rubber is really, really sticky. It's really, really sticky. Sticks to surface really well. I mean, I have, it's glass over here, but it's really sliding. I have another mat underneath it, and I can't get this thing to move for nothing. And I think that's something that's really important. Whenever you got a bunch of cards and you're trying to shuffle them off a mat, the last thing you want to do is not have the mat itself move. And I think we see that here nice and clearly. So we'll flip the other side as well, so we want to see the plastic side. and nice and smooth sounding. You got the Yu-Gi-Oh cards as well doing the same thing. Nice and smooth. And that's something that's really important with rubber mats. I think that's probably the best quality within rubber mats, is the fact that when the minute you slap it down, it's really hard to move. The unfortunate downside of these rubber mats is that they're going to get stained really easily. And if they get stained, it's insanely hard to clean. Now, you can go online and find different ways. Some people are saying throw it in the washing machine. Some people are saying use those Tide pencils. Everything I've seen as far as cleaning a mat has always led to the degradation of a play mat. I just want to throw it out there because it's very important to note that. Every time someone's like, oh, you got a ketchup stain in your mat? Oh, use a Tide pen, and then it looks faded. Oh, throw in your washing machine, and then the corners start looking faded, which, I mean, look, I had this mat less than a year. I'm not sure if you guys can really see it on here, but the corners are starting to fray, and which is another problem with these mats as well. So, I think there are a lot of pros and cons to these rubber mats, but the main thing I want to throw out there to you guys watching this video is, unless you're a casual Yu-Gi-Oh player and you don't necessarily care, you're going to go through mats fast. Like, it's incredible how fast you're gonna love this mat, want this mat, go crazy for this mat, and then get it, and then not want it. It's gonna be insane. So that's one thing I will admit with these mats is, like, you get them and you're like, okay. Alright, let's go over some other stuff. I want to talk about some of the cloth mats. So, before I begin, let me show another rubber mat so this is not a Konami mat, okay? I just want to throw it out there. This is a mat made by ARG, it's another gaming company, and this mat's the same thing as a Konami mat. It still suffers the same fraying. After a while, the mat's corners will start fraying a little bit, and the quality is filled with art. And the reason this is all done, and once again, is because these are cheap to make, easy to put a lot of artwork on. So it's the same rubber because it's neoprene. It's the same rubber as a mouse pad, so it's not hard for any company that makes mouse pads to do these. And for the most part, it's the same exact thing. So if you're thinking my Konami playmat is special because Konami, no, they're not really special because rubber mat. So let's go over to the cloth mats. This is another one done by ARG. And what you're going to notice is the cloth mats are vastly different. Now, I'm a big fan of cloth mats. I think cloth mats, if done correctly, can last a long time. It can be used and reused a lot longer than a play mat. And I think that's super important. Looking at a cloth play mat like this one right here, the quality, I mean, it feels not bad. It feels a little fuzzy, like, I don't know, like putt-putt golf course fuzz, I guess. I'm not a big fan of the back because it is super sticky, and you can see it over here. I mean, it's super slippery. You can see it over here. I can run cards over it, actually. Hold on a second. Like, once again, look at the cards. Like, it slides easily over, and that's an issue. I mean, this is something, if your cards can slide easily over, then obviously, even on the glass, which I'm not sure you guys can see over here in the corner, it could slide. Even on the rubber, look at it. My hand over it, it could slide. And for you to go watch and go, V, it's not that big of a deal. It kind of is though, because if you're sitting there and someone bumps into you, your mat can move all around. Well, is it really a secure playmat? It's not necessarily a secure playmat. It does do the initial attention, which is to clear the dust, but I don't know, it's not that crazy. Here's another aftermarket playmat as well. I love this artwork on this playmat. The problem with this playmat, and even this playmat to a degree, this one's a little bit better actually, but the artwork, there's not a lot of artwork on this playmat. And that's a huge issue. Like, you just got artwork here, but at the end there's a lot of empty spots, which, once again, if you want to play mat, you really want to bling it out, and I feel like that's a huge problem a lot of these cloth playmats don't necessarily do well. And then we're going to go to the mother of all cloth playmats, currently, or I should really say previously, because you can't get these unless you go on eBay. These are spell grounds. These are mats, and one thing about all these cloth mats, by the way, you can do this to all the cloth mats. You can do this to all the cloth mats, and then boom. And then you're good to go. So you know those little tubes that were used on rubber mats? You don't need that for these. If you have a cloth mat, besides one specific one, Konami, I'll show you guys in a second, you don't necessarily need a rubber tube to cover it in. It comes back, not dented, nice and beautiful. I mean, look at that. Okay? The problem with these Spellground mats are, Spellground changed their formula, and the new formula is just trash. I think it's been changed for the past year, maybe 2 years. The new format is atrocious. These are old Spellgrounds, and as time goes on, these are going to get more expensive because they're just old Spellgrounds. They're comfortable, everyone's used to these. The quality is definitely different than these other two mats. Still has the same problem though. If you notice, it's still the same material no matter what mats you're using. This one is the same one as this one. This one is the same one as this one, so it still has a huge issue. Now, the thing with Spellground mats is they're nice, but they have zero artwork besides a little line. So I personally, even though I used to use these a lot, I'm not crazy about these. So let me move these to the side, show you the next mat. This mat is by Imperium Duelist. They just recently sent me this mat, and they said, V, we know you we saw you look at this mat, we know you like the mat, we're just gonna send it to you, which I really appreciate. They sent me in this nice, actually, matte bag. I'll show you again, the Shell Contract matte bag, which is kind of cool. You don't necessarily need a matte bag always, but it's something nice to have. It's a little additional accessory for those who can afford it, those who can get it, and to be honest with you, it really is nice. It's made off a nice material. Once again, it's really easy to just do that with it, and you can just put the mat inside of it, close it up, and call it a day, which, once again, I really do like that a lot. Big shout out to Imperium Duelist for doing this. Definitely going to leave a link below. And the first thing I'm going to talk about, by the way, I just want to make one thing clear. When Imperium Duelist sent me their Imperium deck box, which is beautiful, I think they restocked these online, actually, and even this mat and all the stuff, I've told them, and I will tell you guys, I'm going to give an unbiased opinion and review of your product. Meaning, if it's bad, I'll say it's bad. In the case of this mat, though, this is a very nice mat. I've been using this for a while, doing remote duels, and this mat is clean. The deck box is my main deck box, by the way. I just think there's nothing else that's better than this deck box right now. But looking at this playmat, I mean, this is a clean playmat. One thing I like about it, I'm sure you guys can see it, it has this kind of weird carpety feeling, and then you go back on the other side, and it just kind of irons itself out. And the material is called King's Robe, and it feels like a robe. It's not like the Spellground that had this kind of carpet feeling, which is not a bad feeling, mind you. I mean, I think the carpet feeling is kind of cool, but this is so smooth and so clean, and I like that about it. And one of my biggest pet peeves about playmats, especially cloth playmats, is how they have a little bit of artwork. This playmat has two artworks built into one playmat. So on one side, you can see Witcher Strike over here, and then you go over here, and then you see Tour Bus, and she has a whole card picture like that. I think that's amazing how they did that, and it's clean artwork. It's not like, it's not like done terribly. It looks really nice and clean from the actual image of the card, as you can see over here. Flip it around the other side, and then you got Solemn Judgment over here, or Solemn Strike, depending on how you look at it. Forbidden Lance, Forbidden Chalice. I mean, look at that. It's two sides. Another thing I love about Imperium Duelist, what they did is, they put their logo on, but it's not in your face. A lot of these mat companies really jam their logo down your throat. And I mean, obviously it's their mat, they can do what they want, but even though the Air G mat is pretty cute, like, look at the size of this logo. It's huge. It's ginormous, man. Flip it on the other side, it says top 8. Nobody wants to rock a top 8 playmat. This is bad. And once again, the logo's on the other side, so you can't even escape it. I'm not a big fan of that. I don't hate the playmat. I think the playmat is really fun, but I think this is so cool how they did it. They just do the playmat right there, really small. It's barely noticeable, but it is there, and it has two artworks on one playmat. So I really do like this playmat. Once again, big shout out to Imperium Duelist, and yeah, it's really nice, guys. Once again, another thing about all these playmats, you can take them, you can fold them up like this, and you can pop them out, and you can use them. It's that easy. Another thing about these Imperium Duelist playmats, so, I mean, about playmats in general, the cloth ones, is, besides Spellground and this playmat, I don't see any other playmats really having that top frame. I mean, other playmats that don't top frame. What I mean by that is, whenever you fold these playmats in half, the top corners of the playmats are gonna have like a weird indentation. You don't see it on this one. And I tried really hard to make it to show if it could show that or not. It doesn't do that. But if I go over here and grab another playmat, like, let's say my Module playmat, I'm not sure if you can see it really good with this camera, to be honest with you, but, and if you guys have a cloth playmat, you can probably tell, the tops start fraying, especially over here. You might be able to see it a lot easier. It has that, like, white underneath it. That's because the quality of the fabric isn't as high, and that's what you're going to get with not high-quality fabric overall. So, that's one thing about this playmat I don't like. About the Imperium Duelist playmat, I mean, I've been trying really hard to get it to do that, to see if it could do that. I like to put these playmats through the ringer. I really do. I like to take them and store them in my bag, which I did with this playmat. Took it and I threw it in a bag, and I threw a bunch of decks on top of it, and then when I took it off, it did this as well. It just came right up to normal. So that's one thing about the Imperium Duelist. You can easily fold it and throw it in the Imperium Duelist bag, as I can show you right here like this, which I like a lot as well, so your playmats don't take a lot of space. It's just something that I think the company did that was really smart. I mean, look at that. With other companies, you get like a weird plastic kind of thing with it, like a weird, like a Ziploc bag. I feel like other playmat companies, which I think is not that good, because, you know, plastic tends to easily rip, whereas cloth on cloth is a pretty relatively smart idea. It also shows off a deck right here, which is Cosplay. They have other designs on their website. Once again, I'll link all that down below for you guys, but I just really like it. I really think that Imperium Duelist definitely did a phenomenal job on these playmats, and taking it out the bag and just easily just unfolding it, 1, 2, 3, and boom, you're ready to play cards. One thing I don't like is on the back of the playmat. Now, this does not feel like the other playmats. As you can probably see, it's not like the other cloth playmats where it's made some kind of really fuzzy material. This is still smooth, but it's a little bit more stronger than the quality of other playmats. You can see once again when I shuffle my cards on it, they don't necessarily smoothly go through as they would in the rubber playmats, but they kind of do like that. We'll do it with Pokemon cards as well. So I'll shuffle and they go a little bit smoother. It's not perfect, but anyway. What I'm trying to show you guys is that the quality of this back is a little bit stronger than the other qualities. It's not as strong as the neoprene rubber quality, but it is relatively still strong, which I do like about this. More or less, you're not really going to use this back unless you're playing a double-sided for 2 players. You're more or less going to have it like this. And if you do it like this, once again, take my hand, put it on top of a playmat, I can move it. It can definitely slide because it's cloth. But look, it's a lot more sturdier, okay? The cloth playmat with the cloth playmat is a lot different. It can do this. The top layer, even when I put it hard on, can slide easily. And this is a Spellground mat. Other mats are something similar. So this one is, once again, a lot more sturdier as a playmat to use. And the reason I'm showing that to you guys is because when it comes to the playmats, I think that's really important to figure out what is the best quality playmat as well as the best overall playmat that everyone's really looking at. The only thing I wish Imperium Duelist did do, and hopefully they will do in the future, is put the monsters and spell and trap zones on here. I think that's huge. I mean, every time a playmat comes out, especially a cloth playmat, one of the first things I notice in comments of any video or any comments on Facebook or anyone anywhere talking about a cloth playmat is, man, the artwork looks beautiful, but I still want to see those zones. And like I said, I think if they was to include zones on these playmats, it would look absolutely insane. We also have a rubber playmat. I love the playmat. This is something that's not necessarily done in Yu-Gi-Oh, but I like this a lot. I've talked about this on my live streams. If you guys want to check more about this, click this notification about my live streams about rubber playmats. I like how it's insanely sturdy in the back, and the front has a nice design. You can't fit as much artwork on as these, but it is nice. And then, of course, my favorite number one playmat is the Flexzodia Playmat. So I'm going to put these side by side to show you guys something really important. I love this playmat. I think Konami did a phenomenal job with this playmat. This is one of the only times Konami ever went cloth playmats. This is when they did the UDS, which is no longer. These are insanely expensive, and these are realistically a show playmat. If I go ahead and be honest with you, Paisanos, I love Flexzodia. It's good for Pokemon, and it's good for Yu-Gi-Oh. Look at that. Boom. It is great. The problem with the Flex is that these playmats are very delicate. Very, very, very delicate. The quality over here on the inking will eventually fray if continued use. And the back of the playmat is the same crappy back quality you're seeing with the other previous cloth playmats minus Imperium Duelist, which has the black quality on it. And this is a lot more, I think this is a lot more better of a quality of a cloth on the backing than these kind of weird, half lazily done cloth. I mean, this is really, really easy to slide off of. Not that I hate my UDS playmat. I think my UDS playmat's gorgeous, and I'll probably use it for definitely premier events, maybe like a UDS whenever we get there, hopefully Nationals, or when I go to Worlds, I'll definitely use this playmat. But I have to say that even though this is a gorgeous playmat, this is a beautiful playmat, if it wasn't a UDS exclusive Exodia playmat, and it was any other playmat company doing this, I don't care how well they did it, this would be trash. If we're gonna be honest with ourselves. The reason why there's so much money is because it's so exclusive. And that's the only reason why. So, once again, I think out of all the playmats, even though Imperium Duelist did send me this for free, I didn't have to pay for it. I'm not obliged to sell it. I don't get no money from them. I think there's a promo code with my name on it, Paisano 10, I believe. If you want to use that, I always forget to say that. I got to double check with them. But that's the thing as well. I'll leave it in the description below, in the comments down below. Check it out. But I really do like this playmat a lot. I love the artwork on these playmat. It ain't like the other playmat companies where they go and they give you a little bit of artwork and they slap their logo everywhere. I think Imperium Duelist did a phenomenal job. My only main critique would definitely be to add the monster zones and spell and trap zones and all that into the playmat as an overlay on top of the actual image. No cloth playmat is consistently doing it. If Imperium Duelist was to consistently do it, I think that would give them a huge edge over the other playmat companies. Obviously, it's a lot harder to do. I don't know how they're going to do it, but that's something I think that would definitely give them a huge edge. I do like the King's Row cloth quality fill. Cloth quality fill, I think is the word. I do like this. I like how it does like this, and it gets all. It looks a little bit. I'm not sure you guys can really see that well, but I go like this and it smooths right over. I like that a lot, and I like the backing. I think this backing definitely separates them from other playmat companies. So guys, I really appreciate you guys watching my videos. Please make sure to subscribe if you're subscribed already. If you're interested in the Imperium Duelist playmat, all the links will be down below. And if you want to talk about what playmat's your favorite playmat, please let me know in the comment section. I would love to know. Mine currently right now that I will take the YuGiOh events will more than likely be the Imperium Duelist playmat. If I want to flex, if I'm feeling flexy, I'm definitely going to bring out the UDS playmat. But for the most part, this is a special playmat for special times and special events. This right here is the playmat I would probably use the most because it has that cloth feeling, which I think all YuGiOh players that play competitive YuGiOh are used to. I'm definitely used to it, and it has a good sturdy backing on, so my cards won't go everywhere when I slide them. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. It's your boy V, and you play Lanos. You guys have a great day.